G'day guys, just want to do a quick video on how we distinguish our duty cycle here at Jetwave on our high pressure cleaners. So this is a really good example because here we have two identical machines. Here we have the Raptor G2 Junior and the Hornet G2 Junior. Now they're both powered by the Honda GX200 and they're both putting out 3000 PSI at 11 litres a minute. And as you can see, they're both in the same exact frame. So to the untrained eye, you probably wouldn't even know that they're different machines, but just want to go over what we consider a professional machine and what we consider a semi-professional machine. So you know you're getting the right machine for the right job and it's going to last you for the lifetime of the machine. So the biggest point in what makes a professional machine here at Jetwave is our reduction gearbox. So we have a 2-to-1 reduction gearbox, and that's reducing the revs to the pump down to 1450 RPM. Whereas if we go over to the Raptor, over here, you'll notice that it's directly coupled to the pump. That way, the pump is spinning at 3400 RPM, the same as the engine, to get the same exact performance. So obviously with the Hornet, you're gonna get a longer life out of the pump because it's not working as hard to get the same exact performance. So the other key feature of what makes a professional unit is a lot of safety features. So here, you can notice that, yes, it's a heavy duty pump, but it's actually, the unloader valve is plumbed and bulkhead panel mounted. So this is an independent unloader valve, and it's actually zero line pressure as well. I'll get to that in a bit. But the biggest point is that it's actually mounted to the frame. So we do tend to see a lot of guys, obviously with high pressure hose hooked up, they do tend to tug, and this way you're only tugging at the frame and the unloader valve. Whereas we could come back to the Raptor G2 Junior, you'll notice that the high pressure outlet and the low pressure inlet is actually directly bolted on or mounted on to the pump. So if you're tugging at this high pressure outlet or low pressure inlet, you can tend to damage the pump a little bit. So obviously that's a huge safety feature for the Hornet G2 Junior and just a longevity feature. I'll just go over zero line pressure. So this is another great safety feature for commercial use. So with zero line pressure, the pressure is actually held at the unloader valve here, whereas on the Raptor, it's held at the gun. So instead of having a charged line to discharge, it's only here at the unloader valve and not at the gun. So you won't get that intense, discharge back. Another big key point is our centralized control. So you can see it's the same frame, but on the more professional machine, we obviously have an e-stop as standard. That's pretty common these days. But you'll notice that all the controls are on one side of the machine. So we have engine pull cord, choke, throttle, fuel, unloader valve, high pressure outlet, and low pressure inlet. Whereas if we go over to our semi-professional machine, and you'll find this in the market as well, we've got engine controls on one side, and we have to come over this side. And then we have obviously pump controls, chemical injector, inlet, outlet, and the unloader valve here as well. So you do have to tend to walk around the machines, whereas here at Jetwave, we innovated and we've put all our controls on the one side. So just a quick video just to go over what makes a professional machine and what makes a semi-professional machine. So the way that we'd probably use these is, these are perfect for concreters or guys that want to do commercial washdowns. We sell a lot to concreters. They're really good for that because, they're super safe. Low PSI, so you're not going to ruin your concrete, your aggregate, and it's going to last you a lot longer. Whereas a semi-professional machine, we would just recommend this to be, like workshop washdowns, same sort of work, but just obviously using it less because of the life cycle of the pump. So that's why we call it a professional machine and a semi-professional machine. So just wanted to go over some key points. Just want to add a few things as well. So both have engineered top lifting lugs, so these are really good. Obviously these can get pretty heavy sometimes. Easy maneuverability, but if you want to load it up on a truck, you're going to need ramps, whereas if you've got a little lift pulley, then you can lift it from the top. Both do have our AVPS protection system, so that's anti-vibration protection system. So obviously the motor is mounted on a separate plate and then it's being absorbed, or the vibration is being absorbed by these rubber pads, and that way it's not vibrating the entire frame, and it's not going to crack the frame. So that's a really good safety feature to have. One last feature is obviously, these machines are aesthetically pleasing. We do have our Pexo, which is our stainless steel exoskeleton With our G2s, we've moved away from our roll frame and into our Pexo design. We think it lasts a lot longer, looks a lot better, and obviously it provides protection to the critical working components. So we still do have access to our fuel filler. We still do have access to view our oil on our pumps, and obviously you can view it from the side as well. But it's, again, just a really good feature to have to protect all the critical working components. And yeah, that's the video on the duty cycles here at Jetwave, professional to semi-professional.